What's up, guys? So, long time no see. I've been very busy working behind the scenes on various projects, including my Mantis deck. I'm very happy to finally announce that this is a project in collaboration with myself, my good friend and talented friend Manel, and Butterfly Playing Cards. This deck will go on pre-sale this Friday, May 24th, and I suggest you go follow Butterfly Playing Cards on Instagram so you don't miss any updates. In this video, I'm going to teach you a really cool trick you can do with the Mantis playing cards using the marking system built into it. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is what this effect might look like. So you ask somebody to give the cards their best shuffle. And when they're done shuffling, ask them to put the cards face down on the table. And now you turn your head away and you ask them to cut any amount of cards right at the top of the deck and look at the card they cut to, and you'll turn around so you can't see anything. All right, so they cut to a card and they just look at it. You can see that card right there. And just in case anybody might see something, take a few cards from the top and cover the card on the bottom, okay? So next, put the rest of the cards back on top and square it up nice and neat so that nobody could know exactly how many cards you cut to. Now for the first time, you turn around and you say, look, you shuffled the deck of cards, you cut to any card, and then you covered it up, and you did all that while my back is turned. So there's no way I could find your card unless I got lucky. So what I'll do is I will take out my lucky card, the 6 of spades, to try to find your card. By the way, did you pick the 6 of spades? No, perfect. All right, so the 6 of spades is my lucky card, which I will use to try to find your card. And by the way, is your card next to my card by any chance? It isn't. What about that one, the Ace of Hearts? Is that one it? It isn't. Any one of these? No. All right, so now I'll really have to get lucky to find that card. Now watch. My 6, if I just use it like this, to try to get lucky, if I hit it just right, I might be able to get one card, just like that, your card, the 8 of Hearts. Alright, so in my opinion, the best way to use a marked deck, or one of the best ways, is to use the markings as a key card. So for this trick, your key card after they shuffle will be the top card of the deck, okay? So after they shuffle and they put the cards on the table, all you do is read the back of the top card. You read the markings, in this case it's the 10 of diamonds, on top, so I know that'll be in my key card for this trick. Now you turn around, you turn your head, and you can cover your eyes for dramatic purposes if you want, and you ask them to lift up some cards off the top and look at the card they cut to. Now it's important here that you don't say, cut half the deck and look at the bottom card, because saying things like that it sounds procedural and it sounds important. What you want to do is get them to feel like they could have looked at any card. So what you're going to do is mime it, all right? So you just do this with your hands, act like you cut to a card. Say, look, cut off some cards right at the top of the deck and look at the card you cut to like this, right? Do this as a demonstration so they know what to do. And you don't have to say weird things like, look at the bottom card, because that just sounds too important. All right, so you turn your head and they do that. They cut to a card and look at it. In this case, it'll be the 10 of spades. Now, you could simply say, now cut that packet in half, and that'll result in your key card, that 10 of diamonds, being below their card once the cut has been made. However, that also sounds very procedural and very important. So a better way to do that, in my opinion, is a little ruse that looks like this. You say, look, now, just in case anybody could have saw anything, and just so I can't see your card, take a few cards from the top and put them on the bottom to cover your card up. And I think that's a lot better than saying just cut the deck, right? So, and it sounds more fair, and it sounds like it would make it way more impossible. And the cool thing about that, it doesn't matter what they do. If they decide to do one card at a time like this, or if they decide to do this, spread some over and put them on the bottom, it doesn't matter. The result is the same. All that's going to happen technically to the packet is the packet being cut, but the wording of it, take a few cards from the top and cover your card by putting them on the bottom, I think it adds a lot to it. I think it makes it more deceptive, and at least in their mind. So once they do that, take a few cards from the top. It doesn't matter how many they do. You can be very free and fair with that. However many you want, just put them on the bottom to cover your card. So no matter what happens, your key card, that 10 of diamonds, the card you noted from the marking on the top, is going to go directly under their card that they cut to, in this case, the 10 of spades. So they do that, like this, and now you ask them to put their cards back on top of the deck and to square it up nice and neat so that nobody could know how many cards they cut to. Now at this point, you turn back around and you just recap and you say, look, you shuffle the deck of cards, you cut to any card, and you covered your card up with some cards. I couldn't know how many cards that was, and then you put them back on top and you squared it. There's no way I could find that card unless I got lucky. So what you do is you say, look, in fact, I'll take my lucky card out, which is the 10 of diamonds, which, by the way, did you pick the 10 of diamonds? You didn't. Perfect. And then all you do here is look through and find your key card, in this case, the 10 of diamonds, and all the time, their card's going to be right below it, right? So, but you want to do this kind of up here so they can't see that. Now, when you get to it, what you're going to do is come back down and leave these squared. So, don't do this because then they'll see it, of course. So you're like this. I'll take my 10 of diamonds out, and as soon as you get to it, square these up like this, and then bring them back down so that these are squared. Now you say, look, were any of the cards by my card your card by any chance? And they say no, well, because it wasn't. Now you do what's called the caps switch, or the lay down switch. And it's very fair in this manner because, look, you're not making them move in an important moment. You're just taking the card off, or seemingly taking the card off by necessity, because you say, look, what about the card next to it? And then you've just done the switch. What's happening here is almost like a push-off double lift almost, but it's easier because it's a spread. If you go like this, it really looks like I took that 10 of diamonds off, but it's still right here, and I switched it for their card. So coming up like this is the cover, and what's actually happening here is you're pushing off two cards like this, and then you're just taking both cards like this, and then depositing that card onto the table like that, right? That's exposed view, but up here it looks very fair and natural. And you're like this, the 10 of diamonds will put that card there, and then just say nothing about it. Say the reason why you're doing this is so you can show them the next card. So you're like, what about the next card, the 9 of spades? Was that your card? So it's almost like an offbeat moment that you're switching the card out, which seems very natural. So you're like this, again, this is exposed view of the switch. So what about the next one, the 9 of spades? And you use this sort of spread as a pointer. The 9 of spades, was that your card? They say no. And then you come back up like this, but you don't want to show that obviously because that'll be weird. So you sort of scoot that back in as you turn these up. Say, what about some of the next ones? The 6, the 10, none of these are your card. Perfect, now my job was a lot harder. And then you put the deck down and say, like, if I get lucky, I can take my card, the 10 of diamonds, and if I hit it just right, I can get your card. And all you're doing here is sort of miscalling that card. Watch, if I take my card, the 10 of diamonds, and then you're just simply tossing this through the deck. If I hit it just right, sometimes I can get your card. And again, it looks like a change, but all you're doing is tossing it face up. So the mechanics on that is like that. You lift up half the deck, and you just simply turn this face up and just toss it right through the deck. Like this, but doing that fast, it sort of looks like an instantaneous change almost. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.